Brown and Corey Macklin ready to go with what is going to prove to be one of the bigger shows that we have ever had, Dave.
We have not one, not two, but three feature main events on the program today. And not only that, we're not going to waste any time. We're going to get right into one. We're going to have, well, we're going to have a 10-man tag team match today. That'll be coming up a little bit later on.
Yes, sir, new.
And we're going to have a battle royal. Fans, we've heard from fans. We had battle royal a few weeks ago on television, and got letters and calls from fans. Hey, we kind of like that. So promoters said, all right, put another one in there today. So that's the other one of the other main events.
And the winner of that battle royal is going to be wrestling for the USWA heavyweight title against the holder, the king, Jerry Lawler, right here today. And that's not all.
That's not all. We've got this sensational newcomer we saw last week for the first time, Flex Kavana. He is going to be here today in action against Tony Falk.
And we also have today wrestling right here in the ring, the unified world heavyweight champion, Double J, Jeff Jarrett, will be here. Is that enough? No, sir. What, Tony?
I got some news for you.
Come on, we got a big show.
I got something important to say. Double J has been real busy. You know, he's the unified world heavyweight champion. He's been doing personal appearances. He's been all over the country defending that title. He's not going to be here today on television defending that belt on it. He's going to do an interview. He will do an interview, but he will not be here. I'm telling you, Lance.
Don't come out here at the last minute giving us this stuff somebody's not going to hear. He's going to wrestle in here today. He is booked in there, and he is scheduled to wrestle. Just remember.
I'm being honest with you, Lance Russell. He is not going to wrestle on this TV program today.
Despite what you may think and what Jeff Jarrett thinks, he does not run this television show. We're going to run it. He's booked in the ring. He'll pay the consequences if he doesn't wrestle. I'm just telling you that. Let's take a break, Dave, and get ready for this battle. Oh, up to Corey. All right.
Okay, we're going to introduce Lance first before we take the break. Introduce some of the participants involved in today's big battle royal. It's an over-the-top rope battle royal. Some of the participants involved is Chauffeur Tony Falk, the superstar Bill Dundee, Tony Myers, Ashley Hudson, Brickhouse Brown, Reggie B Fine, and the Punisher. These are some of the participants that will participate in our battle royal to determine a challenger for the USWA heavyweight title match that will be taking place right here today. I'll tell you what we'll do now. We'll take a break and we'll be back and introduce the other participants in today's big battle royal. We'll be back. Okay, we're ready now for the other half of our participants for today's over-the-top rope battle royal. The other participants are Flex Kavana, Jesse James Armstrong, the Cyberpunks, Bart Sawyer, Charlie Laird, and too sexy Brian Christopher. We are ready now for our over-the-top rope battle royal. Let's go over now to Lance Russell, Dave Brown, and Jerry the King Lawler.
You are right, Mr. Corey. We have an individual who has got a little bit more than just a casual interest in this. The guy that holds the U.S. heavyweight belt, and we're talking about the King, Jerry Lawler, to be here for the commentary on this battle royal to decide who is going to challenge you today, Jerry.
Well, I want to tell you something, Lance. Looks like it's going to be a worthy opponent no matter who, because I don't see a weak link anywhere in that battle royal. I mean, you got them all. You got some old faces that everybody around the USWA is familiar with. Bill Dundee, Brian Christopher. Then you got, the Cyberpunks. You got a lot of new talent in there today, too. A lot of guys I hadn't seen in a while. There's Bart Sawyer back again. I mean, Bart Sawyer was here before, made a tremendous name for himself. Who else is in there? Flex Kavana. This guy, I saw him last week.
Kavana last week. Did he look good?
Yeah, very good.
In addition to that, we have a newcomer out of Australia, Ashley Hudson, is in here. And a big guy with the Cyberpunks right now, the Punisher. He's taking on both of them, Jerry.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be quite a challenge. The only thing I'm a little glad, I guess, a little happy about is the fact that whoever goes through all of these guys is should be a little on the winded side, should be a little tired, shouldn't they? I'll be sitting here fresh as a daisy, you know.
And in addition to all of the other names that we mentioned, we have the TV champion, Jesse James Armstrong. That's Tony Myers that was on the camera there for just a split moment. And there's Bart Sawyer winging away, going at Brickhouse Brown.
Charlie Laird there, and I don't know who this the other guy is.
Tony Myers. Yeah.
Oh, that's Tony Myers. Okay.
Yeah. The action, all of it, Brian. Christopher going after Brickhouse, and he pulls him away from Flex Cavana.
You know, I was wrestling in somewhere in Arkansas last night, Lance, and I get a lot of people come up to me and ask me about Brian Christopher. Am I related to Brian Christopher? And I guess it's just a natural question coming from Arkansas, because everybody's related to each other in Arkansas, aren't they? But anyway, let me just dispel that rumor.
Armstrong picked up and the leg put over the top rope. This is, Dave, a top rope elimination, so that means we're going to have some guys bouncing from a pretty good ways up.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a long way down to that floor, and sometimes there are various ways you can be eliminated in battle royals, but this one is over the top rope. There's somebody. Tony Myers came over, and Bruno, downtown Bruno, the referee, says he's out. There's two out. Dundee and Cyberpunk Fire both out. They rolled each other over the top rope.
And look at this on the floor. Your tag team champion partner, Dundee, firing away at Cyberpunk Fire.
Well, you know, I was a little concerned about that, because had Bill won, I was going to have to wrestle my tag team partner.
Your tag team partner.
Oh, there goes Bart Sawyer.
Hard.
Got Charlie Laird out earlier. Bart Sawyer now eliminated.
Tony Falk, I can't see how he can last very long there. This guy's so stupid. He takes a ruler to bed with him to see how long he sleeps every night.
Well, I can tell you
the referee walking around over here with a pair of sunglasses. Should be watching the action in the ring.
Brian Christopher dumps Reggie B Fine over, and there goes Cyberpunk Ice. He's out of there, and Falk put him out. Hey.
Oh, Flex Cavana, the Punisher, just threw Flex out of the ring.
Flew Flex out. That's easy for you to say, Dave.
Yeah. Well, it's a couple of newcomers in there. Ashley is still in there, and the Punisher, Armstrong taking over for him.
Punisher's a pretty good size individual. You know who he reminds me of? Just look at him, Lance. Now, this is going back a long way, but you probably remember the Mongolian Stomper.
Yes.
Just looking at that guy. Same type build, the same type. I mean, very reminiscent of that.
Very good point. Tony Falk just eliminated out. The Punisher takes Jesse James Armstrong up to the top rope. Armstrong fighting back, and there goes a newcomer to the USWA, Ashley Hudson, dumped by Brian Christopher, and Armstrong is out of there. We are down to the Punisher and Brian Christopher. Jerry, one of those two will be your opponent.
Come on,
today.
Brian.
There's that European uppercut that Dory Funk really brought to America. And catches him with a clothesline and puts Christopher right on his back.
Well, I tell you what, this Punisher's looking big and powerful. He's been going through everybody he's touched in this battle royal. Brian is in trouble.
I think at this point in time, Dave, I'd rather face Brian Christopher than the Punisher.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure I disagree. However, Brian Christopher not going to be backing up either, especially when he has a chance to get that title, the USWA heavyweight title, around his waist again.
The thing about Brian Christopher is, whoa. Watch it here.
Beautiful.
Whoa! Looks like who I'm going to be facing. No, he's not trying to cover him. You need to get on him.
Punisher felt that super kick, but he's back up and at it. In the air. Power bombed him right down on the mat, and look,
Like the
here's
Punisher.
the cover.
Count him out.
This is an over-the-top rope battle royal. He's
Oh,
got
come
him.
on. There's only two guys left. Count him out.
Referee downtown Bruno is explaining to him that it is not a pin, Jerry. That's what the
Yeah, but the
stipulation.
guys here new in the USWA. Oh!
Christopher drop kicks him over the rope, and we have a winner, and you have an opponent for the U.S. heavyweight title.
I don't know if that was exactly right or not.
You gotta face me
about the fact that he's going to be facing the King for the U.S. heavyweight title. And now, Bruno having an argument out here.
Hey, I don't blame him.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Jerry. The rules, it didn't say until we get down to the last two, it said over the top
Yeah, but
rope.
you got a guy that's the first time in the area. He probably didn't explain, the referee probably didn't even explain the rules to him fully. Should have counted him out. They had a pinfall on the guy.
Hey, we're sorry about what happened, but it was an over-the-top rope. And
I want to know what's going on here. I had that man beat. 1, 2, 3. You saw it? Lawler, you saw it?
Hey.
Everybody in here saw it.
Let me take this opportunity to apologize on behalf of the USWA. You did have him beat. I'd like to introduce myself, Jerry the King Lawler, right here, Punisher. Pleasure to know you. And I want to say that, in my opinion, you had the man beat. We'll have to talk to the referee, whoever, well, I don't know what his problem was on that thing.
Well, the end result is it was an over-the-top rope, and I'm sorry about it. The pin was a very good effort. You did have him down.
No, come here. I want to know how somebody that's beat, laid on their back, like Brian Christopher, can wind up winning a battle royal.
That's right.
Punisher, I'm not going to stand here and argue with you about it. It was an over-the-top rope. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back.
Don't cut the guy off. That's his first time here.
Take a break. Take a break, please. Okay, we got that big one coming up.
We do. And Lawler said he's happy to have Brian Christopher as opponent instead of the Punisher, but he was mighty upset with what happened to the Punisher there. It was the rule. I mean, we knew what the rule was. Everybody knew what the rule was going in there. The fact
Except
that
the
you,
Punisher.
yeah, but the fact that he got the pin, okay, that's impressive, but
He's blaming
doesn't
it
mean
on
much.
the referee, and it was clearly stated before we got to it. Here's the King.
This is for the title, but before we get this started, hey, Bruno, come over here just a second. Now, this is an important match. This is for the USWA Heavyweight Championship. Now, you're standing here as the referee, the official in this match. I just want you to assure me, Bruno, that you're going to do a little bit better job than I just saw you do a second ago.
Wait just a minute. I did a great job. Everybody knew that was...
You did a what?
A fantastic job. Everybody knew that was an over-the-top rope battle royal. Just because this guy's new to the USWA and he doesn't realize the rules, it's not my fault. Hey, ignorance of the law is no excuse. I know what I'm doing. See, that's why I've got this World Wrestling Federation patch on my shirt, see? Because I'm a top referee, one of the top referees in the country. The WWF had some horrible officiating. The USWA, as we all know, has had some horrible officiating, but no more. Now you've got the best, the man with the patch, the man that knows what he's doing. I got my glasses on, I can see, I know the rules. 17 years I've been doing this. I forgot more than most of these guys will ever know, so believe me, you want a good referee, you got a good referee.
I guess I've been told, haven't I?
Mama says it bees that way sometimes.
Well, all I can tell you is, Bruno, I've taken bigger pills than you, boy. And if you mess up, cost me this title, you're going to be in a world of trouble. You understand?
I'll call it right down the middle.
Let me just say this. Come here, Bruno. You and I are pals, aren't we?
Sure.
We're pals. Shake hands. There we go. You know who the champion is going into this match, and you know who the champion needs to be coming out of this match. That's all I got to say.
Wait. Call it straight down the middle is what we're looking for here.
Is that down the middle, Dave? Huh?
Didn't sound like it to me.
Let's go to Corey in the introduction.
Okay, Lancer, we're ready for it. This is a sanctioned USWA heavyweight title match. First introducing the current holder, the champion, the USWA title holder from Memphis, Tennessee, 235 pounds. Well, here he is, the King, Jerry Lawler. The King, his opponent today, 223 pounds, wrestling out of Memphis, Tennessee. Making his way to the ring area, too sexy, Brian Christopher. Downtown Bruno, official referee for this one. Over to Lance and Dave.
All right, I tell you what, this belt has some kind of history. The old belt that preceded this one, the old Southern heavyweight title, many people consider to be Lawler's belt. As a matter of fact, when the belt was retired, it was presented to Jerry Lawler. He held it that long. Now, this belt has been held by Lawler, but it has also been held for a long period of time by that man right there, Brian Christopher. So the USWA heavyweight title, it's an important one, and it is on the line here today. Keep in mind, Lawler pointed it out during the Battle Royal, that whoever he was going to face will have already had to face opponents today in the Battle Royal. So Brian Christopher has already been through one rugged match, and I guarantee he's got another one coming up here against Jerry the King Lawler, the current holder of the USWA heavyweight title.
Bell time, and here we go. Lawler and Brian Christopher facing each other with the belt at stake.
Hold on. Time out.
Jerry is calling for a timeout here, and he is telling Brian Christopher.
We need to towel him down right now. We need to towel him.
Lawler is complaining about the oil that he says that Brian Christopher has on him. He just finished wrestling a very difficult battle royal, and it may be that he was just sweating.
Lawler says it's not sweat, it's oil. He wants him toweled down because he don't want to leave a puddle in the middle of the ring when he's body slamming.
I can't even hold it.
Jerry made a very good point earlier when he was out here on the commentary, and now look at him. He is really moaning on you. Going to Bruno saying, look at the oil on my hands. That's not sweat. And
Hey, don't do that anymore. You understand? You're the better man later, Bill.
Lawler using the back of the referee's shirt to wipe the oil off his hands.
That wasn't oil.
I don't want sweat on me either.
Lawler was pointing out before the Battle Royal got started that there wasn't anybody that was easy in that entire Battle Royal. And what a caliber of guys that were in there. And things looking very, very good around the USWA. Believe me, if you haven't been out and seen the great talent recently, you need to at the very next opportunity when it comes around. We always love to have you here, but I always like to have you right there when it comes to your town.
Yeah, the Punisher, the runner-up in that Battle Royal. Boy, he looks awesome. Could be some trouble in the USWA. And Flex Kavana, who we've now seen for a couple of weeks, continues to look like someone who can make a run for this very title, perhaps.
In a Battle Royal, you can never really tell exactly what's going to catch you from behind, and that was the cause of elimination. The King upset because Brian Christopher just beeled him out of that corner right out to the middle of the ring and bounced him across there. And the King is talking to the referee still about what he is saying is oil all over the body of Brian Christopher.
What's your fist?
Christopher looked like he was trying to cut him off as he kept him from going down the rope. And they tie it up. Collar and elbow. Christopher, one of the most determined wrestlers I believe we've ever seen anywhere, anytime. There's some other guys that come close, but he is something else.
Lawler's going to feel Christopher out of the corner, but Christopher caught the top rope with his arms, and with that upper body strength he's got, he was able to hang on, and Lawler was not able to follow through.
Jerry's looking for
He wants one of the young men's shirts here. No.
The King says, give me something, get all that grease off of him so I can hold on to him. The referee's saying, get in there and wrestle. He's just sweating. He just finished the big battle.
Give me your toupee.
I mean, he is bad.
Well, he's making friends all over the building here today.
Right. Left hand and put the challenger down on the deck.
I think the champion could bring his own towel if he needed one.
Yes. Whoa, and as Lawler went to cock that right and bust him, the referee downtown Bruno got up there, hooked the arm, and Brian Christopher followed up with a shot of his own, Dave.
You don't use a fist, you understand me? What about that? No, you don't use a fist.
Don't use a fist in this match, says Bruno, so that's why that happened.
Don't you touch me again. If you do, I'll not even call me.
The champion telling the referee, don't you touch me again. You do, I'm going to nail you.
They'll be calling him Two Eyes because they've knocked those glasses off his face. Boy, I tell you, that's, you know, well, what can you say? But anyway, they're back in the middle of the ring. They tied up, and that was a right fist.
Hey, you know, lift your hands off me, Jarrett.
I'm through with it now.
Snapped him over the shoulder, popped down with a right hand. Despite the warning from the referee, he nailed him with a good right 1-2. Foot up on the rope, and that'll break the count. No 3 count. He had his foot on the rope. Lawler rakes the foot off the rope, but the challenger puts it right back up on the rope, and he's going to have to get him a little further out in the middle of the ring. And everything, he's taking exception to what the referee calls. The king goes up to that middle rope. As Christopher comes to his feet, Lawler snaps down with that right hand. And Lawler dropping with that right. Ooh, he tagged him there.
There's a cover. Count is at 2. But again, Brian is able to get a boot over the bottom rope. This time the right boot is over the rope, and the referee stops the count at 2. As he should. Lawler's not happy about it.
Whoa, and Christopher behind him. 1, 2, 3. We have our new USWA champion. Brian Christopher has upset the king in a situation in which downtown Bruno pushed Lawler. Christopher was behind him, and he dumped Lawler down. Christopher covered him up immediately, and the referee slipped in there, wasted no time in counting 1, 2, 3.
Let it count. You're the one who went after the referee at first.
Ryan. Well, that's something you've been wanting back around your waist, and you took advantage of an opportunity there.
It's been a long time, Lance, since I've had this belt. What is he going to complain about now, huh? What are you going to complain about now, Lawler?
He's complaining, I think, about Bruno pushing him over you, and you took advantage of the
That
opportunity.
right there is what happens when you lay your hands on the officials. He wants to complain each and everything that happens in a match here.
That don't even count. You're not the champion.
Is that right? He says I'm not the champion. What do you call this, Lawler? Huh? Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder can see that I'm standing here with a belt, so that makes me the champion, baby.
Brian Christopher, who just won the USWA. Oh, now wait a minute.
I don't think you're the champion, punk, because the last time I saw you, you were laying there face up in that ring with your shoulders down with me on top of you. Now I want to know what kind of promotion this is, where I beat somebody as bad as I had this punk laying in the middle of the ring, and he's standing there with that belt.
Well, there's another time to take this up. The man just got...
Listen here, you're new in the area, and I can see that. Not many people know who you are, but you know what? Just from standing out here the past 30 seconds, I can see you're just as stupid as Jerry Lawler is, because if you don't think I'm the champion, what do you call this, big boy? I'm the champion. You can like it or you can love it.
Brian,
Boy, don't turn your back.
Brian Christopher just got nailed from behind by the Punisher. This is a big newcomer who in the Battle Royal had Christopher down on the mat, and he had him covered for a 1, 2, 3 count, but it was an over-the-top rope Battle Royal. Can we get some help out here? This guy is killing the new champion. As the Punisher, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back in here. Come on, let me...
show you the address of how you can get tickets and join us right here for USWA Championship Wrestling. We'd love to have you. The fans today seem to be having a good time. Tickets are free. You must include a self-addressed stamped envelope with your ticket request, however. Here's the address: Studio Wrestling Tickets, WMC TV, 1960 Union Avenue, Memphis, Tennessee. Our zip code 38104. Please make sure you have that address on there. If you send them to me, you send it to Lance, yeah, we'll make sure it gets to the right place, but it just delays your ticket request. So don't forget, the included self-addressed stamped envelope is what your tickets will be mailed back to you in, so make sure that is there or you won't be receiving your tickets. You can request up to 4. If you got a group, love to have you, but be sure to include the name of a responsible party and a daytime telephone number so that the folks who handle the tickets can find out exactly how many you need and then come down and join us and have a good time with us on a Saturday.
Okay, and if you happen to be next week, our time for air is going to be a little bit earlier, Dave. Because of the French Open earlier today, we are not on at the regular time, and hence the particular time that we're on right now. And next week we'll be starting at 9:30, so it'll be just a half hour earlier than the normal time.
So if you have tickets for next week, you'll want to join us at 9 o'clock, and then the show will go on the air at 9:30. We'll be live next week, 9:30 to 11 a.m.
Been out for a couple of weeks, as a matter of fact, talking about been out of the Mid-South Coliseum. Coming back on June the 10th with a sensational show that is going to have 10 spectacular cards, matches coming up in the card. You'll want to make your plans right now to be at the Coliseum on Monday, June the 10th, 7:30 is the time for a great return.
And don't forget, big action coming up. Corey will take you on tour with the USWA a little bit later on, but don't forget, Wednesday night, West Helena, Arkansas. This is at the Lady Luck Pavilion. Now, as I understand it, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, since it's at the Pavilion, that means that all ages are welcome. You can bring the whole family for the wrestling action at Lady Luck Pavilion. Bill Dundee will be there. The King, Jerry Lawler, Cyberpunks, Jeff Jarrett, Brian Christopher, Jesse James Armstrong, and Doug Gilbert. I also understand that the WWF's Isaac Yankum has been added to the card, and the main event of the night. Are you ready for this? Main event of the night, USWA tag titles on the line. The loser of the fall leaves town. It'll be Lawler and Dundee going against the Cyberpunks. That all happens Wednesday night, June 5th, 8 o'clock at the Lady Luck Pavilion. Speaking of Lawler and Dundee, here they are right here.
Dave Brown, it's about what time? About 1 in the morning? Hey, boy, I'm talking to you, fat boy. You sitting on the couch with that ugly old lady. Wake her up so she can look at 2 real men. Because I want you all to listen to this. Wolfie D and Jamie Dundee, we going down to Lady Luck. And their belts are on the line, and their masks are on the line, or whatever it is. When you get beat, you gotta leave. Well, this is going to be a handicap match for you, Wolfie D. Because we already know who the other little skinny guy is. That's Jamie Dundee, and I have no beef with him. He's my son, and I love him, but I'm going to be in a wrestling match, and I ain't going to try to beat him up because I don't care if he stays here. I really don't care what he does. What I don't like is you. And I don't like stooges, and you're a stooge, boy. Not a long drink of water sitting upstairs Randy Hill. But he can't protect you no more, boy. He can't do it. He has hid you behind that pencil for the last 6 months. Well, Jerry Lawler and Bill Dundee has whooped everybody that's come through this town. From Joel and Duke and John Louis and Everett and Jackson. And went 4 hours, boy. So bring your lunch. Because I hate you, and I hate your mother, because she gave birth to you. So all you people come to that Coliseum. And all you little girls in your trading bras, you come down for the last time and look at Wolfie D's ugly, stinking face. Because there's no way that you can beat Bill Dundee. Never mind when he's got Jerry the King Lawler in his corner, and we really don't care about the other one. So this is a handicap match to you, punk. And you are gone, and Randy Hale, I promise you, you're going to have to walk down there with that spit thing going on, and you're going to have to look at Wolfie D, and you're going to have to say, my best friend, they done beat you, and you got to leave. And that's a promise from the king and the superstar, punk.
Could be Bill Dundee or could be Jerry Lawler leaving town down there.
Well, let me just say this, Dave. The superstar or the king would have never put our names on a dotted line unless we were supremely confident. Now, you just heard Bill Dundee talk. You see how confident he is that we're going to win this match. But, Bill, I just got one other thing to add to that. You know, you talked about the fact that Jamie is your son. Jamie Dundee. A lot of people around the USWA really like the young man. Has a lot of potential. Probably a bright future someday. But let me just say this, Bill. if the opportunity arises, I'm going to pin his skinny little shoulders 1, 2, 3, and that young man will be gone too. So I just want you to be prepared for that.
They'll both be gone because I'm beating Wolfie D.
I hate to break up a happy home, but you're looking at a man that don't mind doing it. Because you see, our futures are on the line also. Like you said, Dave, if we get pinned, Bill Dundee or the King get pinned, then we're gone. Man, I have to spend all the time up in the World Wrestling Federation then. I don't want to do that. I love it right here at home. That's why Wolfie D, Jamie Dundee, I mean, you know, it's sad that they had to go out and put on these silly little Power Ranger outfits or whatever they are. I mean, you guys, a couple of jokes. And what we're going to do, did Jamie ever get as tall as you? He never did make it, did he? He is so short that he gets lost in shag carpeting. So, Jamie, let me tell you something. You're the man that I'm after. He's after Wolfie D. I'm after you. One way or the other, we're going to get you. And you're going to be gone. So, what I would suggest today, right here on this show tonight, you know, Slayton, and plus, at this time of night, how am I expected to wrestle early in the morning like against Brian Christopher with an idiot referee like Bruno out there? What is the deal with this time switching, Dave? I blame you for this.
It's not my fault.
You're the big shot here at Channel 5.
It's what happened was the French Open and basketball schedules and other sports schedules. This was the only time slot available, and the programming department did us all a favor by having us on right here, and we're glad to be with you.
Didn't do me a favor, did they? Wrestle at 12 midnight, get beat, idiot referee. That's a big favor for me. Who am I supposed to call about this, Dave?
Well, we'll talk. This is not the time to talk about that. What we're talking about is the action coming up at the. Where we're talking about is the action at the Lady Luck Pavilion, and that's going to be Wednesday night, 8 o'clock. Loser of the fall leaves town.
Lady Luck has always been on our side, hasn't it, Superstar?
Sure has. Let me tell you something, Jamie Dundee. If this man beats you, you're going to go have a live with that mother of yours that I booted out because I didn't particularly care for her, and I hate Wolfie D's mother. And you can go live with her, brother, because you chose Randy Hale and Wolfie D over me. You should be standing right here with the King and the Superstar, and we'd make a man out of you.
We'll find out. It gets settled Wednesday night in West Helena at the Lady Luck Casino, actually on the Mississippi side down there.
And real quick, speaking of Helena, Arkansas, tomorrow afternoon, I guess it's already today, right? This Sunday afternoon, I'm going to have the Army over there, and we're going to be playing some softball right down there in Helena, Arkansas, and we're going to be kicking some more butts. Getting ready for Lady Luck.
All right, very good. There's the word. Don't forget about it. It's coming up this week. We're going to be back here. We got a lot more action to go here this evening, so don't go away.
Coming up in just a moment, we've got Flex Cavana, who will be in the ring. Our second look at him. He was really impressive that first time. Right now, we were kind of lucky that, what is it, Frank? We've got an interview from Ronnie.
It's my fault by sending Tony Falk out here to start with. Tony is dumber than a box of rocks at times. So what I'm out here telling you, the boss man is here, Double J is here, but he's not wrestling today. He's just coming out here. He's going to talk to you, gentlemen, and what a talker my boss is. He's a great talker.
Yeah, well, listen, let me talk to you just a moment and say that I've communicated with Randy Hales after Tony Falk was out here, and he has said he signed a contract. He'll be wrestling in there today, or he's going to forfeit the match and be fined, Frank. It's just that simple.
You mean my boss man is going to forfeit a match? No way.
You hear what I'm telling you, and he doesn't run it. Right now, well, we're going to take a listen to Ronnie P. Gossett's interview right now, and you go back and tell him exactly what I got through saying. He's scheduled, he can forfeit and get fined. That's what he can do.
Sir, he come out and talk to you, but he is not wrestling today. Do you know who my boss man is? My boss man is Double J, and what he says, it goes.
I know who he is, and you heard what I told you about the forfeit and the fine. Let's listen to Gossett right now.
Hello, everybody. Once again, it's Ronnie P. Gossett. First of all, I want to apologize for last week. I know all of you were excited and were waiting to see the segment on Double J that I was unable to get to you. First of all, you must realize one thing. I am very busy. I have an empire to run, and I'm sorry I let you down. And after seeing the ratings fall, I assure you this will never happen again. Last time we talked, I told you about the interviewing I was doing for the private secretary of Double J. Well, we have been overwhelmed by cards, letters, faxes, telephone calls, everybody wanting to be connected with Double J, everybody wanting to be part of the organization. However, I have not yet had time to hire anyone on a full-time basis, but I will be getting to that very shortly. We have great resumes that have come in. It was reported to me last week that a person walked in and claimed the job. Since then, I have talked to Patricia about that. Patricia, I admire ambition in someone, but there's a right way and a wrong way to do things, and honey, you did it the wrong way. You do not go to anyone but Ronnie P. Gossett, as I've said before. Anything pertaining to Double J comes through me, Ronnie P. Gossett. However, since I have not had time to hire a full-time secretary, what I've decided to do is to give you a temporary job. You will be required, though, to uphold the high standards of the Jarrett organization, do whatever needs Double J may have, both private, personal, and professional. One last thought. Jesse James Armstrong, you have been running your mouth all over the country about Double J, Frank Morrell, Tony Falk, and myself. First of all, you are the biggest nothing since the invention of the zero. You are worthless. You're at the bottom of the list for a title shot. The only recognition that you ever had was when you walked behind Double J to ringside, which in reality makes you a walk-behinder. I remember you when you used to stand outside the arenas begging to carry wrestlers' bags then. What a goof. In reality, you are jealous of Double J, and you would like to be back on the team. You are on the outside looking in, and you want to get close to Double J once again. Well, Double J, being the great, compassionate man that he is, has instructed me to give you a job. You will become Tony Falk's assistant. You will have some custodian work to do and what other work Tony Falk may have for you that he doesn't want to do. But first, you must come out on TV, publicly apologize to everyone for all the lies you told about Double J, Frank Morrell, Tony Falk, and myself. After that, we will take it from there. Well, gotta go now, got a lot to do. I will talk to you again next week on the career of Double J, your world heavyweight champion. Until then, this is Ronnie P. Gossett saying so long.
Well, we have got action in the ring. This next bout, a one-fall, 10-minute time limit for the next section. 242 pounds out of Dallas, Texas. Here is Chauffeur Tony Falk. And now, let's take a look at Tony's opponent. He had some words.
Hello, everybody. It's Big, Dark, and Pretty himself, Flex Cavana, all the way from Pearl City, Hawaii. You know, I've been here a week already in the USWA. Needless to say, I am very impressed with the competition, because that is the main reason I came here to the USWA, strictly for the competition. Not only have I been here a week, but Big Flex, needless to say, is undefeated. So now, with the great support of the people of the USWA behind Big Flex, I will go undefeated for the rest of my stay.
The opponent,
Wait a minute, Corey. I want Jesse James to get out here right now and announce that he's going to accept the position that Ronnie Gossett offered.
Oh, we got a match, Tony. We don't have time for that.
I'm too busy taking care of Double J, and I need some help. And I don't like the guy.
Here's Jesse James on.
Well, let me tell you something, and let me tell everybody something. I am very sorry that I came out here and interrupted this show, but I want everybody to know right now, I made Jeff Jarrett everything he is and apologize to you and apologize to all them other stooges. I think not. What I'll do is go through the whole entourage, and I ain't apologizing to nobody.
Okay, you're making a big mistake. That's it. He's making a big mistake.
Well, that's the word from Jesse James Armstrong. Well, here we go with action. The opponent today, 290 pounds, from the islands of Hawaii. Here is Flex Cavana. Flex Cavana. Downtown. Bruno is referee. Send it over now to the guys, Lance and Dave.
Okay, Corey. Well, we are definitely interested in seeing Flex Cavana again. Dave, he looked very good last week. And it'll be interesting to see how he goes against Tony Falk. Tony, who has had some hard luck times, but I can tell you one thing, he's been around long enough to be cagey. Look out for him.
Tony Falk, definitely an underdog in this match, from what we've seen so far of Flex Cavana. And what we're seeing right now, Flex Cavana. Tony put into several bad positions by this scene. Jeff Jarrett and Frank Morrell sitting about into situations which I'm not sure he's totally capable of delivering on.
Underneath. goes Kavana. Leapfrog. Look at him get up in the air. Went for a hip toss. Tony blocked him, man. And this guy has got a lot of really good-looking athletic moves.
He'll just keep coming at you. One thing doesn't work. Tony blocked him one way. He tried something else with a hip toss. What's Bruno? Tony complained that he had his tights pulled. Meanwhile, he distracted the referee, and I think you saw that chain that he had pulled out of his tights. The chain appears to be put away now.
Boy, that was a little sleight of hand, because I saw him pull it out, but I didn't see what happened to it. He got rid of it when the referee was over there. As Flex Cavana backs Falk back up into the corner. And a reversal as Falk hammers the hit down, shoots her right to the midsection. Falk is backing up from him. He's trying to make an impression on Frank Morrell and Double J, Jeff Jarrett, his boss.
Tony has used the fist and jabbed him in the throat with his thumb. The end of the turnbuckles across the way. Tony celebrates a little bit. He's been chastised about that by Frank in the past. Instead of following up. Look who's following up. Flex Cavana. Boom.
Nailed him with that right hand. Falk goes down on the mat. Flex fires him across the ring, shovels him into the corner, but he went in too quick, wasn't looking for that foot as he went up, and Tony once again grabs that chain, pulls it out of his tights. Jesse James Armstrong grabs the chain out of his hand, roll down small package, 1, 2, 3, it's over.
Flex Cavana with the victory and an assist. The Jesse James Armstrong, who had seen the chain earlier, obviously, saw it again in the hand of Tony Falk and relieved Mr. Falk of the hardware. Jesse James Armstrong.
Yes, I am. And yes, I do have something to say. Double J, Jeff Jarrett, you know, I come out here week after week, and you've hit me with this belt, and he's tried to hit me with these chains, and there's a kitchen sink around here somewhere. Bottom line is just this: you can't seem to get the job done. Whip me or whip me not. Brother, when I get done, all I want is a title shot, just like every wrestler in the whole world wants a title shot, the unified world title. You know, I've had shots at it before, and I've come out unsuccessful. Well, downtown Dave Brown, this is a new time and a new place. Double J, Jeff Jarrett, I'm taking that belt off of you, but then I want a little something for myself. I just want a little something for myself. Can I get an amen? Double J, Jeff Jarrett, I'm going to take your belt, and then I want H.W. Morrell and Tony Falk, and if you can, get that big obese thing that you always have out here talking on the TV that looks like he ate 2 Tony Falks and a double Frank Morrell with cheese. The bottom line is this: after I take your belt, I'm going to whip your stooges with my belt. Dave, do we understand each other? Good, good, because I don't have to wait. I don't have to. My boss, man, and you learn.
Double J, Jeff Jarrett jumps Armstrong from behind, rattles him in the head as Morrell grabs him in the front, and Jeff slashing away with that belt. Here comes the Cyberpunks after Jeff Jarrett, Tony Falk, and Frank Morrell, and they run them off. And Dave right in the middle of it.
That is it. Jesus Christ.
Jesse James.
He's mighty unhappy with the situation which has happened again. He has asked for the match, he's asked for the title match, and he's also asked for stipulations. We'll have to get all that sorted out later on. Got a break coming up. We'll be back. Still got a lot of action to go, including the 10-man match.
10-man.
What up?
Before he gets into the ring, we're going to have an interview with the Unified World Heavyweight Champion, Jeff Jarrett. He's supposed to be out here right now.
I told you, Lance Russell, this is not right.
I know it. Jeff Jarrett's supposed to be out here, not Tony Falk.
You've done it now. You've got him mad. He's madder than I've ever seen him. Now, somebody's going to pay for this. There's no way to run a TV station like this. You should let a man know.
Boy, you got that right. He knew that he was supposed to be out here, and now here he comes, late. At least he's out here. Jeff, I want to tell you, you come out here and complaining about not wrestling in the ring in there. You got an obligation. Then you get out here and you get involved in beating Jesse James Armstrong. The attitude has sure changed, Jeff. That's all I can
Lance,
say.
let's get something straight right off the bat. I don't know who you think you are. Just because you've been around here 50-some years, just because at one time you were the most well-respected announcer in the world, and just because whoever's running this company thinks you're the greatest thing since sliced bread, that doesn't mean you can come out here and put your opinions on everybody. Everybody knows you're biased, you're prejudiced, and Lance, let's get it straight and through your pea-brain head. You are just an announcer, so you just stand there and be an announcer, all right?
Well, you're supposed to be a champion.
No, let's get exactly. Nobody around here, speaking of world champions, nobody around here knows how to treat a world champion. You don't have to say it. Hold on, Frank, shut up. You don't have to say it. The people don't have to say it. I don't even have to say it. The belt speaks for itself. I am the greatest wrestler in the world today. I deserve to be treated with respect. I demand to be treated with respect, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Yeah, I get here this morning, and they're trying to play a big power play on Double J, trying to make me wrestle. Well, I'm going to wrestle, but Armstrong already found out what happens when somebody tries to pull a power play on Double J, and whoever I wrestle is going to find out. But now let's get down to business. Jesse James Armstrong, let's get down to business. I am sick and tired of you. I'm sick of looking at you on this TV. I'm sick of looking at you at the buildings. Armstrong, you have been not just a thorn in my side for I don't know how long, but you are the only thing that's been wrong in Double J's career. You cost me the Intercontinental title. Hey, if I let you be my roadie, you'd probably cost me this belt. But I'm sick and tired of you. Matter of fact, Brian, I didn't think it'd ever get down to this, but I hate your stinking guts. You want to come out here and say you want a title shot? Well, I'm going to give you a title shot. That's exactly right, Lance. I'm going to give him a title shot, but on one condition. Yeah, you think you're going to whip these two guys if you beat me. You ain't going to beat me. Not in your wildest dream. But when I beat you, you've got to agree to pack your bags and leave and go back to Florida, go back to Georgia, or why don't you go back to Desert Storm where you belong? Because I'm sick and tired of looking at you. I'm in a bad mood, in case you hadn't noticed. So get my opponent out there, and they're going to find out what old Double J, that's J-E-double-F, Lance, J-A-double-R-E-double-T, that's Double J Jeff Jarrett, the world's greatest singer, the world's greatest entertainer, and you're fixing to find out, folks, the world's greatest wrestler. You got the champion match?
Yeah, brother, I'll tell you one thing. If you don't believe he doesn't believe that himself, you're crazy, because he believes every word that came out of his mouth. He's up in the ring. Let's go to Corey for
We don't have time, my lad. Charlie Laird is the opponent. And immediately Double J, Jeff Jarrett, gets a hold to him. And tear it over to you guys.
All right, thanks, Corey. Yeah, protect yourself. Get out of there. Jarrett has said he's in a bad mood here today. He's in a bad mood because he's trying to run everything. Well, he can say whatever he wants to say, but that's not the way it works. He was signed in a match. He signed the contract. He's supposed to show up and wrestle. And he can send Tony Falk and Frank Morrell out here and complaining and crying all he wants to. Boy, he was showing no mercy to his opponent in there, though. He's got him in the figure-4 leg lock. Punishing hold.
He gives up.
Jeff Jarrett putting the heat on.
He gives up.
Bruno, the referee's checking. He calls for the bell. Apparently, this one is going to be a submission. Jeff Jarrett is going to win it on submission as he grabbed that figure-4 and just would not let go.
I'm not teaching for a lesson.
You don't need to do that to prove yourself a man. You get in there with Charlie Laird. He's a good young wrestler.
Now, when the boss man's mad, you see what the boss man does, don't you? Now, that guy is getting a whipping like he should have got years ago.
get out there, throw him out on the floor after he beat him up with a belt in there. That's the kind of thing, power play. We're just trying to get you to respect what you are. And that is a champion instead of acting like a spoiled kid.
Oh, come on.
Come on, Jeff. Boy, I gotta tell you one thing. A long way from what he was. Thank you. Come on, Rick.
Y'all like him?
Jarrett grabs Charlie Laird, pulls him over there where the fans can get a closer look and beats him with that belt. I gotta tell you, this is a sick guy right now. He's gotten himself so involved in what a big shot he is. He thinks he can get away with anything. And right now, he happens to be doing that. Jeff Jarrett throws Charlie Laird toward the back as Tony Falk. Yeah, only took 3 of you. Nobody doubts you got the ability to get up there and do that.
Randy Hale's trying to get him out of the entire area, but Jeff Jarrett heads to the ring. Out he does the strut. The crowd, you can tell how they feel about the whole thing.
I'm your champion.
He's the champion, and he can do anything he wants to, he thinks. And the display that he has just put on here is
very no respect with that kind of an attitude.
Yeah, it's not the kind of champion you want to see. That's not the attitude the champion should portray. Jeff Jarrett, just discussing and the things he said to you in the interview, I tell you what, we both saw him when he was ref. We saw him when he started. We saw his first match. We remember when he was Rookie of the Year. But all of this stuff has gone to his head, and I think you called it. I think he believes all of this stuff now.
And I'm telling him, what a change. We both commented to ourselves privately when Jeff was coming along. Here's a guy that had the greatest work ethic in the world in the gym. Went in there, did it all, did what it takes to get up to where he would be of championship caliber, but never in the wildest dream did I ever think that I would see an attitude change the way he has had.
Not only does it make me angry, it's just very disappointing to see that happen.
I gotta tell you what, I just hope something comes along and straightens his act out, where he stops believing all of this stuff that comes out about the world's greatest this and that. Nobody doubts the guy's talent. Well, when you come out and flaunt it and do things like that, it is absolutely just too much. It makes me ashamed to have said the things that we've said good about him in the past. He's just negated all of that. Dave, we got other things. Got a 10-man tag match coming up. We'll be to it in just a moment.
We're going to check out the action coming up around the territory for you again in just a couple of minutes. A reminder, no wrestling at the Coliseum again this Monday night, but it will be back on June 10th. June the 10th. Put that on your calendar right there. 7:30 is the time as the USWA returns with a spectacular 10-match card. Now, one person I'd like to talk to about, well, maybe about that card, but certainly about an offer that he requested. And on all the confusion and all that, maybe we can get it sorted out a little bit. That's Jesse James Armstrong, because he said he wanted a title match, and then he wanted the stipulation that he got to use that belt on Frank and Tony. Did you hear what Jeff Jarrett said a little bit earlier?
Yeah. I heard loud and clear what he said. Double J, once again, you do it. Well, bottom line is, you ain't getting away with it this time. You want me to leave town? Well, I'll pack up everything I own and leave, brother, because the bottom line is you can't beat me. I'm bigger than you, I'm badder than you, and I'm tougher than you. I've got 3 confirmed, brother, in my record book, so I may be just a little loco, vato, but I'll tell you what, you bring Fatso, you bring H.W. Morrell, you bring 2 Falks with a cheeseburger. Bottom line is, Double J, Jeff Jarrett, I'm taking your most prized possession, that unified world title, and then I'm taking my belt, and I'm strapping till they bleed. Your little stooges, the 2 jabronis, and if you bring quadruple chin fat man down, I'll punch him so hard. I don't know. I'll just punch him really hard, Dave.
Well, the challenge has been made. The counter challenge was made. It's been accepted, and it looks like that's going to be one of the 10 matches on June the 10th, Monday night. he's so steamed about this whole thing still that you can tell he just can't wait to get into the action there. June 10th, Mid-South Coliseum, USWA Wrestling will be back. Lance, we got a lot of action that is coming up around the territory, including at the Lady Luck Casino on Wednesday night.
Yes, let me remind everybody before we get to that, Dave, and we'll do that in just a moment. Next week, 9:30, we'll have our TV right here, so it'll be on a half hour regular than the normal time. With all of the things happening, it'll be bouncing around. We'll keep you well posted. Next week, 9:30. So if you got tickets, that means you'll be here a half hour early. Now, as mentioned by Dave, what a sensational bout this is going to be. This is down at Wednesday, June the 5th at the Lady Luck Casino Pavilion in West Helena, Arkansas, right across the river. Main event is going to be Lawler and Dundee against the Cyberpunk, with the loser of the fall to be leaving town, and added to that all-star stellar cast that's going to be down there. Dr. Isaac Yankum from the WWF will be there. Thursday, June the 6th, Union City, Tennessee, Obion County Fairgrounds, Rockin' Ribs and Barbecue. Again, another outstanding card with great wrestling action going there. Saturday, June the 8th, Lake City, Arkansas at the high school. On Monday, June the 10th, Mid-South Coliseum, as mentioned by Dave, 7:30, spectacular 10-match card. Then Wednesday, June the 19th, Tunica, Mississippi at the Sheridan Casino. The 20th, that's on a Thursday, Saltillo, Mississippi at the Recreation Center. And Friday, the 21st, Corinth, Mississippi at the National Guard Armory. And on Saturday, June the 22nd, Jonesboro, Arkansas. We've got more action, a 10-man bout coming up, and let's take time out now. We'll be back to that. Got to make this announcement before we get on with it. We were just communicating with Randy Hales, and we have been told, Randy tells us that Double J Jeff Jarrett has been fined $1,500 for the actions he took out here and all of the things that he did in beating Jesse James are $1,500.
That ain't no step for a stepper. Jeff Jarrett spends more than that just driving around that big Lincoln he got. Now, Lance Russell. Well, you know, when you've been around a while, you have them. They come up to you and they say, Mr. Russell, how can you get in to be a wrestler, right? Don't people ask you that? True. And that's the most question that they ask me. Well, I'm going to tell all you rednecks out there, most of you can't make it because you're big and you're fat and you're out of shape, and the most thing is you're American. But about 3 or 4 months ago, I got a letter off a guy, and it was from Australia. And it said, Dear Mr. Dundee, if I could get to America somehow, could you take me under your wing or maybe get me a wrestling match? And I don't know. And I said, well, I don't know. And I never just put the letter away, but then I got it out. And I called this young man. I said, brother, if you could, I didn't say brother. I said, mate, if you could get over here, I'll take a look at you. Well, it happened. He showed up. I said, son, you just got off the plane. Said, no, I didn't take no plane ride. I couldn't afford that. I got on a boat. It took 7 weeks to get here. And you know what that showed me? It showed guts and determination. But you know why it is? Because he's a real dinky-die Aussie. He's from the land down under, and any Australian can whoop up 2 Americans. So, Mr. Aussie, if you just come out here, Ashley Hudson, this is a real guy. No frills, no fancy jacket, nothing except guts from Australia.
Ashley Hudson.
How are you? All right, I'm doing good. Now, this is a real Aussie. We ain't no Crocodile Dundee in the movies. This is the real deal, brother. And he can whoop up on any 2 Americans. And Wolfie D, if you're still around here, no, you won't be around here, so we can just forget all about you after the casino. Now, what I'm telling you is, punk, this guy can whoop up on 2 Americans, no problem, right? Tell him, mate, tell him.
That's it. I just want to say one thing. Mr. Dundee, it's a very big honor for me to be here, meet you. In Australia, you were regarded as one of a true hero. You came across to America and you made yourself a superstar. I'm here. Hopefully, I can make you proud. Well, I will make you proud because any Australian can beat any 2 Americans, exactly as you said. Any person you want me to beat up, I shall beat them up. Right. I will do anything you want me to do.
Thank you. Well, you got a chance right now because you're in this 10-man tag. Take Miss Pembroke, will you? Let me hear the hat.
We've got to get it going right now as Ashley Hudson. This is more of a protege of Bill Dundee, and we're ready now for the 10-man tag match, Billy.
Okay, we're ready for it. Coming up now, this one to the expiration of our time. First introducing to my right, Wrestling from Denver, Colorado, 350 pounds. Here is Rocky Mountain Thunder. His partners, wrestling, he says, from every woman's dream, Reggie B Fine. Wrestling out of Miami, Florida, Brickhouse Brown. And from Australia, Ashley Hudson. And along with them from Montgomery, Alabama, here is Samantha. Bill Dundee in their corner on the other side of the ring, making his return to the USWA from Portland, Oregon, Bart Sawyer. From Marietta, Georgia, Jesse James Armstrong. From Dallas, Texas, Miss Texas. And their partners from parts unknown, Fire and Ice, the Cyberpunks. Downtown Bruno is referee. We're ready for this 10-person tag over and down to the guys at the desk, Lance and Dave.
Corey's having to work his way out of the ring there. It's like through a forest of wrestlers. A 10-man match. Boy, I used to say I felt sorry for referees trying to keep up with a 6-man tag team match. Can you imagine 10? And it's not 10 men. It's a 10-person match. This is a mixed match with Samantha and Miss Texas involved.
We're looking. The first glimpse. Look at him get up in the air. I'll say this. He has got some acrobatic skills. Anybody can stand right there flat-footed and jump that high in the air. This is Ashley Hudson. Getting a look at him right here. We saw a glimpse in the Battle Royal, but that really and truly wasn't a good shot of it. Have we got to take a break now? Is that what I understood? Uh-oh, Brickhouse Brown from the outside tripped up Cyberpunk Ice, and he goes running around on the outside of the ring. What in the world was he doing? Somebody is being escorted out. We'll take a break, and we'll be back in just a moment. We've got to get out of here. Time has come up and popped on us. We had a great show today. We'll talk about it next week. And until that time, for Corey Macklin, Dave Brown, Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of USWA Championship Wrestling.